I'm Amelie and welcome once again to my channel. Today I'm going to be watching episode number 8 of Kin Porsche. And maybe I should have realized this before, but just now I was checking the episodes because I have all the episodes downloaded in my computer and I realized there are 14 of them. So it means that I'm more than halfway through this show. I don't know how to feel about that because on the one hand, I'm having such a great time watching it. I don't want it to be over. Like, I don't want the show to be over. But on the other hand, there's so many other things to watch. Not even other things as other shows that I want to watch, which also there are. But I feel like there's so much extra material when it comes to this show. And I know because since I started uploading these reactions, I've been literally bombarded with all of the things that they upload to what I think is their channel or the productions company channel. So I see like there are a lot of interviews, a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of games that they play. So I literally cannot wait to watch that. I am containing myself. I am just not giving into temptation of watching any of that just so I can react to it after, but I just can't wait. But on the other hand, I prefer to wait because I want more episodes of this. So I don't know. I'm feeling very conflicted at this moment and I don't know. Anyway, I am recording this not on a Thursday, not even on a Friday. I am recording this on a Wednesday, if you can believe it. I am recording this in advance because, once again, it is a long weekend here in Argentina. I feel like people who are not from Argentina are going to think that we are literally the laziest people. We have so many holidays and so many long weekends, and you will be right, probably. I don't know. But we do have another one, and this one is an extra long one. It's a 4-day weekend, which I can't wait. Not only that, but it also coincides with me not finishing work, but definitely finishing with my classes. Like, classes are over as of today. Like, I have my last classes today, and then that is over. So that is going to be a huge load of my, let's say, work schedule, because not only did I have to plan the classes, I have to correct for it, I have to prepare for it. So, I have to go to there and teach them. So that is, already a huge part of my day that is being freed. Obviously, I have exams after this, and I think after the exams, I still have to go to work, but just to be there, to justify the fact that they are still paying me. They still pay me throughout the summer though, but at least for a few weeks extra, I have to still go there, but pretty much just to, gossip with my coworkers and that's it. I'm not actually doing any work. So I'm actually very excited. I'm excited of starting to get some free time. So this weekend have some plans that I don't know if I'm going to be able to upload. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do any reactions during that. I know that I still owe the Cherry Magic reaction, which I've been saying that I was going to do a few weekends ago, and I still haven't done it. It's going to have to wait for a little bit longer, I'm afraid, but it is coming. It's there. Every time that I open my files in my computer, is the file of the movie is literally staring at me. But there's nothing I can do. For now, only the reactions that I'm doing, and that's it. After that, when I get a little bit more free, then, I will just have more time to do other things. Anyway, let's talk about Kin Porsche episode number 7, which is the previous one that I watched. And that episode was actually very, very interesting, both in terms of, the development in the relationship between Kin and Porsche, but I think in other aspects as well. But I would say that definitely at the core of it, the most important thing was, how the relationship between Kin and Porsche, was going to make the change from, everything that happened from episode 4 to episode 5 to episode 6, which was a lot. And how is, especially after episode 6, because I think that episode 6 was, it was a fantastic episode. You have them, being honest with each other. They're, talking to each other, just, showing themselves as they are and being able to connect in the same level, I would say. But at the same time, they were isolated. So one thing is for the relationship to happen in isolation without the external problems that they have, without them having to be who they are normally in their everyday life. And how is that going to be transported to their actual life? Like, how is that going to be transported to Kin, still being head of the family, still having to behave in a certain way, still having to present in a certain way, Porsche still being his bodyguard. So I feel like there is a lot of that we have to transport. And I also feel like, and there's something that we talk in the comments as well, they haven't had a lot of time to talk, to discuss things. There is still a lot of, let's say, pending issues because, Kin is in the hospital, then Porsche has to go back to work, presumably. He's still a bodyguard for the main family, so he's supposed to be working, and maybe they haven't had the chance of spending any time together actually discussing things. So I feel like there is still, and to me, probably the main issue so far is trust in each other. I feel like from both sides, there's still this nagging thing that maybe trust is in each other is not completely there. Because on the one hand, Porsche sees, has this idea, especially because, in my opinion, this is, I don't know, we're going to see in the next episodes. In my opinion, Vegas planted in Porsche the idea that Kin kill his ex-boyfriend, whose name I don't remember, but he did kill him. And the fact is, we got this from Vega's perspective, which I do not trust. We know something happened with Kin's boyfriend. We know that it was bad, but we still haven't gotten his version of the story. We have gotten Vega's version of the story. We got a little bit of Kin talking with Korn, and we have him talking with his friends. So we have references of what happened, but I feel like we still don't have, like the actual version of things. So I'm going to be curious about that, but Porsche doesn't know that. And as far as he's concerned, maybe Kin did kill his boyfriend. I don't know. So him not having the time to maybe ask about that or to discuss that I would say is an issue. And in my opinion, also Kin was very unsure about where he stood with Porsche. Because I feel that he still wasn't sure, how much Porsche wanted to stay with him. Obviously, after everything that happens, like in episode number 6, he told Porsche to go, and Porsche did go. He went. He left him, and he cried and all that. And then he came back, but he came back because he was in danger. So maybe Kin doesn't feel that Porsche came back for him. He just came back to save him. And I feel like maybe he's insecure about his position with Porsche and, how Porsche feels for him and if he wants to stay with him. So I feel we have some resolution to that. Definitely another important issue that we have to consider when it comes to them is, well, obviously intimacy. After what happened in episode 4, yes. After what happened in episode 4, obviously Kin is maybe less confident when it comes to approaching Porsche in an intimate matter. And I feel that is something that we can see in the whole scene, which was to me probably my favorite scene in the whole, is it my favorite scene in the whole show? Oh God, probably. I don't know, it was hilarious. The whole scene when Kin visit him and make the joke about having a gun, and they have that whole adorable conversation, which was also awkward as hell. It was cringy, but it was good cringy. It was cringy that fits them. So I feel like a lot of that conversation was Kin just trying to figure out where Porsche stood when it comes to his gun, let's say, and what, how can he be intimate with him? Like, not even, sex, which we saw definitely wasn't an issue at the end of the episode, but even hugging or even touching. And that is something that we also saw in episode number 6 when, we have, the moment when they are in the waterfall and, they are hugging and then they are kissing and suddenly Kin stood back, like he wasn't kissing him anymore. I feel like we can see little moments in which, he seems to be insecure about that. He seems to be insecure about, even intimacy with Porsche. Then he was, in that situation that he asked for a hug, like he didn't feel confident just hug him. I don't know. So I feel like in that sense, we did get a resolution for that. It seems like, it's not a problem. It seems like it was very welcome and it wasn't an issue, but, we have to go through that, through what happened at the end of the episode to see it. But we still have some issues that I feel like we need to talk. Like, not everything is going to be solved by sex. Let's just say it. But I hope at least they get to talk about some of the issues between having sex, at least. Hopefully. There was also a moment at the end of the episode where, Kin maybe said some things and he acted in a way that he later regret. I feel like that was just the heat of the moment. I didn't like that he did that, but I understand, like, it was a lot. He was essentially locked in the hospital, knowing that Porsche was with Vegas, somebody who was actively trying to steal Porsche for him. And that is something. Okay, my cat just decided to make an appearance. Okay. I just decided to sit in front of the screen. Excellent. There we go. He's gone. So he knew that Vegas was trying to steal Porsche from him, and he was locked. He was just not being able to leave the hospital, knowing that Porsche was just with Vegas, being in that situation and being also insecure in, about Porsche's, let's say, I don't want to say position, but Porsche's, the only word that I can think of is position. Porsche's position in terms of him. So, that must created a lot of stress that he was releasing at that moment. So, I don't think he did great, but he apologized later and it seems like Porsche was fine. So who am I to be mad at him? And I cannot be mad at Kin. I love Kin. I'm not going to say that he's my favorite character, but I have adopted Kin. I have adopted both of them. I love both of them as if they were my own. Well, am I older than them? Oh, probably. Probably I'm a few years older than them. So I guess that's fine. Anything else that happened in the last episode? Vegas made some very questionable fashion decisions, which I don't approve. And normally I love what he's wearing. I feel that he has a pretty good fashion sense, but last episode just didn't do it for me, I have to say. Sorry about that. But he also was behaving like a little snake, just trying to seduce Porsche into his side. I like the fact that he tried to seduce Porsche actually, but also tried to seduce him with working conditions, which that didn't do it for me. I feel like if you're going to have a group of people handling guns and defending you, maybe you shouldn't give them alcohol. I don't know. That's my opinion. That's where I stand there. I don't know. I would like to see his benefits plan when it comes to these workers. Like, does he have insurance? That he has like a doctor on site? Does he have a tailor? Doesn't look like it because, fashion doesn't seem, that much of a priority in his family. Not that they dress badly, but it's just that each of them dress whatever they like. It's not like in the other ones they have like a uniform, I guess. But I don't know. It just didn't work. And I already said, I don't feel like, first of all, I don't feel like Vegas is being honest. Not honest. I don't feel like he actually likes Porsche. I feel like he's doing it just to mess with Kin, because my understanding is that he barely knows Porsche. Yes, he has done his research. He has creepily investigated things about Porsche. But that doesn't mean that he knows him. I don't feel like he knows him as a person. He doesn't know what he wants. He doesn't know what he wants in a partner. He keeps trying to seduce him with a motorcycle, with things like that. And I don't think that's Porsche at all. I feel like we can go back to the first episode when Korn is saying to Kin, why he wanted him to hire Porsche or to get Porsche as a bodyguard, and said, Porsche is somebody that you cannot buy. Like, you're going to offer him money, and that's like his loyalty is not something that is going to be easily bought. And I feel like Vegas is trying. He's trying in all of the ways that he can, but it's just not working. What Porsche wants is not a motorcycle. He doesn't want a ridiculously good-looking, broody guy that is, sometimes come out as creepy as well. But, he's very good looking, let's face it. What he wants is a fucking dork that is going to make jokes about his gun in the most awkward and cringy way possible. And he loves it. He's all for it. I don't see Vegas doing that. I don't see Vegas doing jokes about his gun. Like, he can try, but it's going to be even more awkward. And I'm not going to buy it. So I feel like, his heart is not in it. I don't think he's actually interested in Porsche. I think he just wants to fuck with Kim, let's be honest. So, anything else that happened? This introduction is going long enough, but isn't anything else that happened in the last episode? I think that's it. I don't remember anything else. I don't remember if we have any other, part that it wasn't, Vegas in the, not Vegas, Porsche in the minor family compound, and then the whole drama with Kin. I feel like it was mostly focused in that. So I guess now we have the aftermath of that. We have the aftermath of, what happened at the end of the episode, which was a very interesting scene. It was, I was going to say, it definitely, I don't remember if I said in the last episode, I don't remember it. Not even a week ago, but it's still so far away from my mind. Anyway, I mean, what I find interesting is that obviously we had already have a sort of sex scene, but it was complicated. It wasn't something that I could really enjoy. And what I'm surprised is that this one is maybe something more out of the ordinary. Like, I don't know. I don't watch that many BLs that have sex scenes, but I have watched other things that have sex scenes. And usually it's not just hand jobs. Let's just go. There's no way around it. I'm just going to have to say it. It's a little bit more than that. So I'm surprised that that's what they choose for the first, let's say, official sex scene of them, or at least the first one that I feel comfortable enjoying. But I think it's also actually very smart because it was, I don't know, I feel like it was really intimate. I feel like there's a lot of chemistry between the actors, and that, I don't know, it adds an extra to, any scene that they do, but especially when they're filming scenes like this, like, you believe it that these are actually two people that love each other. That is something that it doesn't always happen. Sometimes, they are not as enjoyable. Like, sometimes it's something that, no, this again. But I find like in this case, it was definitely, there was something there that I find, it was very nice. It was also awkward to, react to it, but I still do it. I still did it. Anything else about it? Interesting that they did it in Vegas bathroom, though. There is something there about marking the territory and all of that I'm not going to go into it. Anyway, I'm going to stop here. It's already 18 minutes and let's just watch the episode. I'm going to shut up and watch the episode and only make comments about the episode that I'm watching instead of the episode that I watched last week. Anyway, let's go to episode number 8 right